Hello guys, good day and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kuli. Hope you guys are doing good. It's been a while. I've been really busy. That's why I've not been posting lately. And I work alone. I have a student. She's still learning though, but for now I work alone. So most of the time if I'm not posting, I'm busy working. So this is just a quick tutorial. I've finished cutting it. I wanted to make this palazzo, this free palazzo skirt or circle palazzo skirt or whatever. So just it's just a very big palazzo that looks like a skirt. So we'll be learning how to cut that. I'll show you how I made it because it's very easy to make. So you'll be needing, it depends on your size and how full you want it. You'll be needing like 3 yards to 3.5 yards of fabric for this tutorial for this palazzo. So here is my pattern paper. I'm going to be dropping it on the pattern paper so that it will show very well, so that the camera will get it very well. So this is it. This is my pattern paper. Like let's say this is your fabric. So you're going to fold it into two. So you have it on fold. This is it. You have it on fold. So this is how you're going to fold your fabric. You fold it this way. You have it on fold. The next thing is to fold it this way again. You know, this is a pattern paper. I may not be showing. So I want to fold it so that this shorter part will be. So once you have it like this, you are still going to fold it again. You're going to fold it into four. So this is it. This is folded into two. We are going to take from this point to this point now. Just as you fold your flare, if you want to cut your flare, you are going to fold it again. Remember, this is please, if you're cutting this, cut it on your fabric. Don't cut it on your pattern paper. I'm just using this pattern paper so that you'll be able to get everything I'm going to measure. So this is what you will have. You will have something like this. If you're making it on your fabric, you will have something like this. So I just want to show you. You have something like, remember that there's a shorter part. There's no way if you're cutting a circle, this part will be equal with this. It's not possible. So once you have it, I'm going to open this side because I want to take measurement from here. So once you have it like this, you are going to mark. This is on your fabric. Please, this is on your fabric. I may not mark up to the amount that I'm going to mention, but please mark it on your fabric. If you're cutting directly on your fabric, mark it on your fabric. So I'm going to mark out 3.9. This 3.99 will be our guide, like it will be like a guideline or a crouch line. So you mark out 3.9. I'm going to use amount that this is a pattern paper, so I'm using a smaller mark, but on your fabric, mark out 3.9 inches. So here I'm marking 1 inch, 1 inch in place of that 3.9 because I'm cutting this on a pattern paper. Please remember that you're marking 3.9 on your fabric. So you're going to mark out 3.9 on your fabric. So once you're done marking that 3.9, once you are done marking it, you connect the lines very well. I'm going to connect the lines. So once you have it, you now get your hip, the amount, this is, you can add a zipper. I will show you how you can add a zipper, and also you can decide to add an elastic. I'll be using elastic for this tutorial. So now you are going to go down by, you are going to get your waist measurement, your hip. You can do your hip divide by 3. You can measure your hip divide by 3, whatever you have. My hip is 44 divided by 3. It should be around 14.6. So you are going to measure. Let's say that the ratio should be your hip. You should be able to get your hip, then some allowance, maybe 2 inches allowance. So let's say that my hip is 14.6. So I'm going to go around by, is either I'll go down by 10 inches, so that after measuring 10 inches, I'll measure it to know if I'll get my hip ratio. That is my round hip. The ratio should be your round hip. So because of this tutorial, I'll go around by 6. Like I'll go down by 6 and take this 6 inches round. Please, is the number that will give you your hip measurement, that is what you are going to use. So let's assume that 6 will give me 14. So after measuring 6, I'm going to measure it this way. After, you don't need to extend it to this line. You don't need to mark it to this line because you are cutting off this line. You are going to cut off this line. So this, from this point, should give you your hip ratio. So I'm going to measure now. I'll place my tape and measure, and make sure that I have up to 14.6. So if you measure after going round, you should measure it and know that if it's up to your hip plus 2 inches or 1.5 inches, so that it can pass through your weight, your hip and your waist very well. So let's assume that this is my hip ratio. This is my hip. This is my hip plus 1.5 inches allowance. Please, if your hip is 30, take your hip. After measuring it, you have to measure what will give you that 30 inches into 2. That is 15 inches round. So once you have your 15 inches, once you have your 15 inches, you are going to get your hip again. your hip measurement, we are going to get your hip divided by 4. This is the crouch line that we are getting now. To get your crouch line, you place your tape here. You get your hip divided by 4. That is, mine is 11 inches, then plus 3 inches or 2 inches. That will give you like 12, 13, or 14 inches. It will give you 13, 14 inches. It depends on how much you want for your crouch. But if you want it really free, you can add up to 3 inches to your hip divided by 4. To get the crouch line, this is the waistline. To get the crouch line, we normally get crouch line if you're making a trouser. So to get the crouch location, you divide that your hip by 4. Whatever you have, my hip divided by 4 is 11 inches plus 3 inches. That is 14 inches. So that 14 inches will be my crouch line, my crouch location. That will also be your crouch location. So I'm assuming that 8 inches is my waisting. Please, I'm using a pattern paper. That's why I'm reducing it. But if you're marking it on your fabric, go ahead and mark the correct measurement. So here, on this line now, you can decide to go on the crouch line. On this crouch line that you got 14 inches now, you go up by 4 inches there, or 3.9. This line now, you go up by 4 inches. You go up by 4 inches. So this is where your crouch will start from, and this is where it will stop. It will start from here and stop here. So let's just say, please, this is not the correct measurement. You are marking the correct measurement on your fabric. If I mark it with my fabric, you may not really see it. So we are going to do the crouch. We are connecting the crouch, and this is it. This is the crouch line. This is the crouch line now. As if you can see, this is what we have. So the next thing now is to take your measurement. Remember, you can decide to take your measurement from this crouch line now. You now determine maybe your trouser length is 42. You now mark 42 here. From here, you go down by 42 inches. So, or you can come here, depends on how much band you want to add. I'm adding 2 inches band. So once I get to, I'll minus on this line, on this waistline, I'll minus 2 inches. Just the way you off your 2 inches band. I'll off that 2 inches band to get my full length. Okay, let's say that my full length is 42, and this pattern paper I'm going to be using maybe 16. So I will off 2 to get 15, then 2 inches allowance, 2 inches sewing allowance. So I'll still place it and be going around with this 18 inches. As I'm going around, I'll be adjusting it. The 2 inches is on that hip line, our waistline. So I'll place 2. I'll still mark it this way around. Make sure that you're getting everything, and make sure that it rhymes very well. So this is 2 inches. I'm going around with 18 inches. So once you have 18 inches, I'm going to connect it. I'm going to connect this 18 inches line. This is my full length, my full trouser length. I hope this is easy. Please, if you're enjoying this tutorial, please make sure to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell. I'll be uploading more videos because I guess I'm a bit free now. So this is the trouser is ready. It's just the simple. Remember that this is your hip measurement. Don't use your waist measurement. It may not pass through your hip. Use the wideness should be your hip, and the crouch should be your. To get the crouch location, you divide your hip by 4 plus 2 inches or 3 inches, whatever you have. This is it. Then from here, you remove your band. That is 2 inches or 3 inches for your band. Then get it around. So once you have it, we are going to cut it. So we are going to cut it. I'm going to show you something after cutting it. In case you are cutting it on your fabric, in case you are cutting this on your fabric, it depends on the amount of fabric that you are using. Sorry. It depends on the amount of fabric that you're using. You may run shortage, which is not a problem. It depends on the amount of fabric. If you don't want any joining and all that, just get extra, maybe for up to 4 years of material. So in case there's any shortage, you just have to join another fabric. Like after opening it, you now join another fabric to that. So I'm going to cut the upper part. So here is the crouch line also. Here is the crouch line. So this is what you will have. This is what you will have. You will have something like this. You can decide to separate this. So once you have it, you can decide to separate. So once you have it like this, the front part, once you have this, you're going to separate them. I'm going to separate them because I want you to have a seam allowance where I can insert a pocket. If you don't give it a seam allowance, it will be very hard for you to insert a pocket. So I'm going to open up this place. I'm going to open up this place. So here, this is the front part. You can, from this line now, minus 1 inch or 0.5. So you are going to shorten the front crouch because the back is meant to be longer. So you can do it by 1 inch. You can decide to use 1 inch, shorten it by 1 inch. So this, once you have it, you just have to separate them. Separate it. Let's say this is the back and here is the front. Here is the front. So here is the front. Then I'm going to separate this front. I want it to have a side seam. You can make it without a side seam, but I want mine to have a side seam, so it will be very easy for me to add a pocket to this. So on the front crouch line, on this place, on this line now, remember that the back should be higher than the front. So here now, you can go down by 1 inch. On this front crouch line now, you go down by 1 inch. After going down by 1 inch, you connect it slantly. Just the way you minus 1 inch if you're making a normal pant. So you just slant it. So in this case now, the back will be higher by 1 inch. It's a free trouser. So going up by lifting your butt by 1 inch is okay. To lift very, very well. So this is the front. Just go ahead and stitch the crouch. So this is the front. This is the front, and here is the back. So here is the back. Here is the back. Don't mind it looking like this, you know that. So here is the back. So the next thing now is to join the crouch. You are going to join the crouch. But here you join the crouch and also join the back crouch. So I will do that and show you the next thing to do. I will do that. I'll join it and bring it back for you to see. So I'm done joining the crouch, and this is what you will have. This is the back and this is the front. So this is what you will have. This is what you will have. Once you are done joining it, this is what you will have. This is the front. This is the back and this is the front. So once you are done joining the crouch, you are going to place it on each other. Just the normal way you join your pieces. So you are going to join both crouch. Take one and place it on each other. So you are going to join here with 1/2 inch and also join this point with 1/2 inch. Once you are done joining it, you are going to join the side seam with 1/2 inch. It will be a side seam pocket. So I'll join it with 1/2 inch. Why you're going to join it with 1/2 inch? So that you have an allowance for you to attach your pocket after closing it. So join this with 1/2 inch, join it with 1/2 inch, and we are done with this. So the next thing after joining it, you can decide to hem the line, hem everywhere, attach your band before the pocket. The pocket will be the last thing to join. So this is it. After joining it, you have it. So this is mine. This is it on the fabric. I'm done joining the crouch. There's the crouch. There's the side seam. I didn't overlock this point because I'm going to be adding a pocket to this place. So this is the side seam. Like I said, sorry. Like I said, if you don't have enough material, you have to join the back. So this is the point that I had to join. I had to join this point. This is the point that I had to join. I joined both, but this is the back. So I'm going to flip it to the front. I'll flip it to the right side so that you'll see how it looks. So this is how big it looks. But it's very, very big, just like a skirt. So this is it. This is the front. One leg of the front. Look at how wide one leg of the front is. It's very, very wide. And this is my joining. So I'm just going to trim this part to be equal so that it will run very well with the joining. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to attach the band. So I will have 2.5 inches band. I'll add 5 inch. I'll add 2 inches band to this. So I will cut my band and show you how you're going to add it. So here is my band. You measure around your waist. You measure around the waist. Whatever you have. This band is maybe 4 inches. Let me measure it. The band is 5 inches wide. I'm using 1/2 inch to join it. So it's 5 inches wide. I will measure around the waist. Whatever I have. So I'll measure it this way. I'm taking around the waist. So I have 40. I'm going to cut 40.5, 1/2 inch for the joining. I have total of 40. So on 4, I'm going to get 20.5. My band is not straight. So I'll check what I have. I'll check if I have up to 20.5. If it's not up to 20.5, I'll measure it again. So I noticed that one part of, so now I have 20.5. I have 20.5. I'll check this other side to know if I have 20.5. I have 20.5. So I'm going to cut it. I'll cut it. If I have 20.5, I'll check if it's 5 inches. I'll check the wideness if it's up to 5 inches because I have some shortage here that I have to trim. I have to trim out some shortage. So I'm reducing it. Maybe I'm removing that 5 inch, that half inch so that it will rhyme very well. So once I have it like this, I'm going to open it, then stitch this place with half inch. I'm going to close up this place with half inch. I'll close it up and show you the next thing to do. So I'm done stitching this point now. I'm going to open it, turn it to the right side. I'm turning it to the right side. So I have 40. So I'm turning it to the right. This is the stitched part. So I'm going to join it, fold it into two like this. I'm going to fold it. So I'll get the trouser. I want to start attaching from the back crouch. So here is the back. I'll get this point that has side seam and get its right side facing each other. I'll pin it. I'll turn it and make sure that I'm facing it rightly. So I'll pin it. You can fold it like this to get the notches to notch it. So get this part that has a side seam, fold it straight like this. Hold it the side with a side seam. Uh, the side with joining, so you hold it this way, stretch it, make sure that it's equal. You notch this part, you notch it, fold it to into equal parts again, fold it like this just to get the notches so that you place all those notches. So this is the notches. So I'm going to make it this way and make sure that it's equal. Then notch it. So I make sure that it's equal. Make sure that it's equal this way and notch it. You need this notch. You need to make this notch. So once you have it like this, once you have it notched, so this is the part that has joining. I'll place it to the back crouch. Then I'll move again, get the part that has notched, the part that I notched. I'll attach it to the side seam. The second notch is going to the side seam. The second notch is going to the side seam. I'll pin it. The third notch is going to the front crouch. That's why you need to notch this so that it will be easy for you to sew. If there's any excess, you can just remove it from the side, the part that has a seam. So I feel that there's some excess here, but if you stretch it, it won't be in excess. So then the fourth notch is going to the side seam, the second side seam. So this is what you have. So you start stitching from this back. So if you are stitching, you are going to leave maybe 1 inch space or 1.5 inches space that you use and pass your elastic. So I'm going to stitch this round, then come back and show you how you can attach your elastic and we are done. So here I'm done attaching the band and this is what I have. I left a space for me to use and pass the elastic. This is the band. This is how it looks. So the next is to pass the elastic. I'm using 2 inches elastic and 31 inch long because I don't like something. I don't want it to be really tight on my way. So from this hole now, I'm going to start passing it in. My hole is not much, so it will take a little time. So I'll start passing it in. I'll pass it round. I'll pass it to it get to the other part. So you pull it, so you pass it out to this other side. So this is what I have. I still have excess. Make sure that is facing each other very well. Make sure that you started it very well. So I'll start it and make sure that everything is okay. So once I have it like this, I'm going to place it, I'm going to take one and place it on one and stitch it this way, stitch this way. So once you are done stitching it, you stretch it so everything will go inside very well. Then you close up that 1 inch space.
then I'll wear it and show you guys the final look. But I'm going to make a separate video on how to attach the pocket. I'm going to be attaching it on another video because it's late already.